Hello, children. This is a video request, and as always, if you got a request, you need some kind of consultation, guidance, or wisdom, or you just want me to act like an idiot on the camera, which I'll do for $100 an hour. Go to assholeconsulting.com, and what would you say? I have a monopoly on truth? Is that about it? The harsh truth. I got a monopoly. No one else has the balls to be truthful with anyone. Everyone's got to be PC and worry about people's feelings. This is great. No one else is in my business. Hey, how you doing? Let me tell you what I fucking think. Yeah. Anyway, got a young man. Zach writes in. Hello, Cappy. I would like you to do a video request for first-time home buyers. I graduated from a 2-year trade school and am now working on the second half of my apprenticeship as an electrician. Good. I'm currently renting with 3 other roommates. I read the section of your book, Bachelor Pad Economics, and I was wondering if you could go into more depth into condos. On the surface, it appears cheaper than my current living arrangement, but I'm well aware that the HOA might turn around and really screw me. I live in Western Washington State. Say hi to Jack Donovan. No, he's down in Oregon. Is he in Oregon? Whatever. You see a big rip dude that looks like he could kick your ass because he could? That's Jack. Say hi to Jack for us. Although I am not a fan of these raving liberal lunatics and the constant rain, I perceive that I will need to live over here until I have the human capital to move back to small town USA to start my business. I want at least 10 years of field experience before I try that. With all that being said, is it a good idea to purchase a condo instead of renting apartment after apartment? I want to pay you the appropriate amount, so please email me what you plan to charge me. I know your rate is $100 an hour. I don't think this will take you. No, God, no. No, that's right. Yeah, I remember. I'm like, no, dude, it's not going to be $100. Well, here's the deal. The more and more I think about, the more and more I would eschew buying a home. Now, for multiple reasons. One, there's you're young, and unless you have a job that will anchor you there and keep you there for a long time, would you be able to build up equity, make it worth your while? 2, I really fear that. Well, I don't fear. I know it's happening, especially if you're in the Seattle area. Liberals in big cities, liberal towns, they love jacking up property taxes to the point that your house has no value. Now, I know that because people got to live somewhere, but I remember it happened to me where I was making money on a rental property I owned. Everything was great. Everything was awesome. And then property taxes literally tripled in 7 short years. And then that property was no longer worth it because the rental rates were not able to keep up with property taxes. So not only do you have to worry about that, but with a condo, you got to worry about homeowners association, whether it's mismanaged. You got to pay those taxes as well. So you really belong to 2 different homeowners associations. One is the liberal town that you live in. I assume it's going to be a liberal town. And then a homeowners association. And that can drive it to the point that it's not cheaper to own a condo, but rather to rent. Now, for your particular situation, so that's why I'm generally not for renting. I'm generally not for home ownership, even though I live in a home now. But where I could go back to myself, say, hey, look, kid, don't bother with a home. That make a lot more sense. Now, for you specifically, if you know for a fact you're going to be there for 10 years, and you have a job lined up, that's the other key thing that is going to last 10 years. Then yes, then maybe it'd be worth finding a really small condo, nice area of town, something that isn't going to lose its value, just to save on not to quote waste your rent. And then on top of it, if you're an electrician, you're going to need a place. You're going to need a place to store your equipment and gear. So for you, it might work. My primary concern with that, though, is you're still an apprentice, and I'm not. I don't know. You could correct me. Does that mean you get a guaranteed job after this? Like you're going to go work for that company? I would wait until you have a job before you start buying condos of any kind. Additionally, what I also fear that might happen is you graduate with your apprenticeship. You're about to become a journeyman, or you become an actual electrician. And if you can't find jobs, you have to move to where the jobs are. Like, I don't know, you got to go to Texas or something because it's a booming economy. Then you got that anchor around your neck, and that's a condo. So I would graduate first. I would get a job, see if you know for a fact it's going to last 10 years. And then once you feel secure and stable, and then maybe get a small condo. Do the math, look at the property taxes, look at insurance, everything. You got to look at it, make sure you're not getting screwed. Make sure it's not cheaper than renting. And then, yeah, you do your 10 years there. There's probably going to be a capital gain on the house. Maybe even rent out a room to your buddy to subsidize your mortgage a little bit. That could be a good move. But you got to make sure that you have, one, you want to live in that town for 10 years, and then two, you're not going to go anywhere else to capitalize on other better opportunities. And three, you got a job. So make sure you got that job first before you do that. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, people have made worse mistakes like buying McMansions and houses way too big and fancy cars. If you're going to be a minimalist, not have a fancy car, truck in your case, just got a regular work truck, you're gonna, yeah, you could do it. But, just do your research. Make sure property taxes aren't going to go through the roof, because then you can't unload the property if it's basically ass raping you for property taxes. Anyway, best of luck. Wish more people. Actually, most of my clients have pretty good. I'm very happy to see young people having problems like these. Like, it's not like, oh, I did drugs and I got somebody pregnant. What do I do? And I just say, well, you're fucked. It's good to see. Good to see young people having good opportunities and thinking like this. Best of luck to all. Toodles.